Merry Christmas!
Sauron, the one-eyed villain,
had a very evil ring.
Nice.
And if you threw it in the fire, it would have some writing on the bling.
Nice. Didn't anything keep going?
All of the other dark ones.
You still have to call him names.
They never let poor Sauron join in any villain games. Then one time in Middle Earth, Morgoth came to say, Sauron, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my orcs tonight? Woo! Then all the bad guys loved him.
Yay!
Laughed and shouted out with glee.
Meat's on the menu, boys.
Hey, Mr. Dark Lord Sauron, you'll go down in history.
Yay!
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Welcome to the Bookening.
this is already great.
Merry Christmas to one and all.
I'll have you notice who did not join in. The Grinch over there.
You're a mean one, Mr. Jake. Brandon, question.
My shoes are too tight.
Would you touch Jake with a 10.5-foot pole?
Better not.
I wouldn't.
Better not try it.
I mean, I'd like clap him on the shoulder. I'd touch him normally, but I'm not going to touch him with a 10.5-foot pole.
That'd be
I'll
really
tell you though,
weird.
with Parlor Donuts in town, though, I bet your hearts are swelling 3 times already.
Parlor Donuts. Great. I drove past a Parlor Donuts in Destin, Florida the other day.
Whoa, they're growing.
They're
man.
franchising.
All over the place.
They are all over the place.
If you have a Parlor Donuts in your area,
Justifiably so. They're great.
go check it out.
Yep. And
It's from here.
leave $100 on the Bookings Patreon. Patreon.com/the book.
As a
go to
thank you for
Parlor
the
Donuts.
tip.
It's the Parlor Donut Challenge.
Go to Parlor Donuts, and then because you're high on sugar and caffeine, leave $100 on the Bookening Patreon. That's a great idea, Nathan.
Thank you. Thank you, Brendan. Hey, it's a Merry Christmas episode today. We're very happy to be here for the Yuletide season. We're kind of here under false pretenses, though. This isn't the real episode. The real episode will be coming a little later this month. And the real episode will be on a book that we did not announce because we didn't know whether we were going to get to it. Or I don't know.
Are we going to still announce it?
Yeah, I mean, we're announcing it now. So first of all, you're here to this episode for us to talk about Tolkien's Christmas thing. What is it called?
Letters from Father Christmas.
Letters from Father Christmas.
And it wasn't even a book that he published.
It wasn't even a book that well, how many books by Tolkien are books that Tolkien actually published?
4.
4 and change. And some academic works.
Oh, yeah. You also got for Sir Father Giles of Ham or whatever.
Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, I think he published. And
Yeah.
he published lots of stuff.
He
But
translated that one, though.
he didn't publish no Similarian.
He sure did not.
He didn't publish no Feminist Elf Galadriel Rings of Power.
No, he did not write that script.
He didn't publish any of those scripts. Listen, my name's Nathan. I'm your humble and obedient Ghost of Christmas Past. And
Nice, I guess.
it's Wormwood 2 of past and present. We've got Brandon, the scholar who's a baller of the present.
Yeah.
And why don't you introduce the pastor who's a master of the future?
Fast. What in the world was that?
Excuse me, guys.
What was
That
that?
was a sneeze.
That did not sound like a sneeze. I thought you
What
were
in the world?
trying to call a duck.
No, it was a sneeze. I'm so sorry.
Sure, that was a sneeze.
My wife hates my sneezes. She
I
really thinks
understand.
they're annoying.
Surprised that hasn't ended in divorce yet.
Wow, that bad.
That
Huh?
was wild.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
I thought you were dying.
They're very satisfying sneezes.
I don't think I've ever heard that
Okay.
before.
Well, I've got a little bit of a slight, like a hint, a whisper, a dollop of a cold right now. And I think that influenced it.
Well, thanks for telling us before we did this recording.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm telling you, I'm the ghost of Christmas past.
That's right. I should have already known, though, because I'm the ghost of Christmas present. It's all news to this guy, though, because apparently he's the ghost of Christmas future and also the Grinch.
Folks.
Jake Hensel, who's the pastor, who's a master of reading.
Oh, my goodness. Did everybody catch how I held my breath and held that note without breathing through the entire song of our opening?
Yeah,
I was real impressed.
everybody was impressed.
Man, the accolades that'll be pouring in. Do you guys think I'll be given the key to the city?
No.
Mm-mm.
Do not. What city?
Evansville, obviously.
Oh, sure. Famously has walls and a gate.
Is that where that thing comes from? I thought it was just you did something cool and then the mayor was like, here's the key to the city.
Well, I think that's where the old image
symbol.
comes from. It unlocks the gate so you can get into the city anytime you want. Bring whoever you want with you.
They're like, you're a friend of the city.
Yeah, they know you're not going to bring an army of orcs.
I'm not.
Them.
I mean,
they don't even exist.
Yeah, exactly. I'm very unlikely.
How could you?
To bring an army of orcs. Well, folks, it's a Christmas episode of the Bookening.
Yeah.
Like I said, the real episode coming later this month, Lord willing. But the fake episode, the decoy episode, is the episode on...
The one you're listening to right now.
Yes. Do we even introduce... Yeah, we introduced everybody. So, letters from Father Christmas.
You don't want to know, Sauron and Father Christmas are quite a bit alike. They see all things.
Mm-hmm. They know when you've been sleeping.
They're in a distant land and watch.
Mm-hmm.
They give out gifts.
Do they? Yeah, I guess Sauron gave some pretty famous gifts.
Yeah. 9
rings and 7 rings and 5 rings. And
they have winged steeds, or at least steeds that can fly.
5 golden rings.
Interesting. This is all fascinating.
It's a jolly Christmas episode, folks. It's one of those. It's one of these kinds of episodes. So, don't get
20 minutes. It's all you're getting.
Yeah, but listen, we're going to announce the real episode we're doing. We're going to announce our book list for 2023. And
it's not going to be one of the epic 3-hour announcement episodes of our book list. We're just going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to...
Nathan promised me 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. We want to go to lunch. That's the
lunch.
truth. That's the truth.
We want to go hang out.
Yeah.
And you guys are not invited.
Nope. I mean, you've been hanging out with us for years virtually. Like,
one of the reasons they're not invited is because they'd require a time machine.
Mm-hmm. This is happening in the past. Maybe they're the ghosts of Christmas past.
Maybe.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
The Ghost of Christmas Future is really being quiet in this episode. Maybe it's because he can't speak until his opportunity's already gone or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's pointing.
Oh no,
Jason.
That's my tombstone.
Jake is wearing black. True story, and he did just point. And he's just pulling up a hood. Oh my goodness, the cadaverous face of death.
And it's a black hood too. Yikes.
Yep. And he's pulling out a sickle. Oh my goodness.
The love is gone. The love is gone.
Somehow I don't think that song was actually sung by the Grim Reaper. May as well have been Michael Caine.
Yeah.
And no, it's young Michael Caine. It's somebody else. Anyway,
that guy's old, man.
Yeah, he's old, man. He's decrepit.
It's like we've already talked about with the past episode that we actually haven't talked about.
My episode.
It's still in the future.
Yeah.
Even for us, but it's in the past for the people listening.
Yeah.
Cormac McCarthy really didn't start publishing until he was already past 40. And like a lot of the books we remember him for, he was in his 50s, man. He's in almost 90 now.
Yeah, it gives you hope sometimes when you see people hit late in life.
Yeah, you could still do it.
You could still do it.
It's not too late.
It's not
By
too
the time
late.
we hit 60, we'll be like, man, I could still do it.
Yep. Okay, guys. Let's talk about very briefly letters from Father Christmas.
Sweet book. People should read it. It's great.
A sweet idea. And
yeah,
some people should imitate it.
Yeah, that's the real takeaway.
I think that's the takeaway. So what's fun is like he does his own little handwriting and stuff. And so I got from my dad the tradition of writing. So I write a little Christmas letter to my kids. Well, I hope they're not listening to this. My youngest
They're probably
ones.
not.
Yeah,
that's a pretty common thing, right?
Yeah.
Santa leaves a little note behind, and it's mom or dad writing it with their left hand or something like that, or their opposite hand.
And so it's fun, and it's fun that we get it from Tolkien.
And they leave some crumbs of the cookies on top of the note.
There you go. Exactly.
Tolkien used
exactly what we do. Then the kids will respond back on the letter. They'll write a letter to Santa, and then Santa will. What we do is, and then Santa will respond to their letter.
Oh, so that just takes it farther than most.
Yeah.
I mean, most families, it's just like, hey, you guys have all been good boys and girls this year, and
thanks for the cookies.
Thanks for the cookies, and Donna sure enjoyed the carrot. And
exactly. Something like that.
But you take it the next step to...
And he took it even a further step.
He's got stories and letting you know what happened at the North Pole over the last year and whatever else. And I guess Brandon makes him pen pals with his kids.
Yeah.
Right. So that's cool. That's a cool idea.
That is a cool idea.
So that's what we do. And I think that's the point.
Are they saved?
Yeah.
Somewhere?
Yeah, we have them.
That's cool.
And so I guess the idea is it's fun to have little traditions like that with your kids.
Yeah.
And
Tolkien had one. He wrote
Tolkien did.
letters. He's got a good imagination. I don't know if people have noticed this about Tolkien. He's got a nice imagination on him. And
decent.
Decent.
Okay.
It's all right. And he wrote,
not world shaping.
No.
Not genre shaping for sure.
He wrote some letters, and the Tolkien estate was like, our favorite Christmas color is green.
Yeah.
We're not so big fans of red, but we love green. And so they took the letters and they bound them up in a nice little volume, and you can read them. And the one we have has like all of Tolkien's original illustrations. And
he wasn't a bad artist.
No, it's cool. It's cool. And it's fun. I mean, the world building of Tolkien is good. Like I'm not going to pretend like I read every one of these letters in detail, but he has little ongoing stories. Like there's, I think, a polar bear that's always interrupting to kind of scribble his own little things and stuff like that. So the mythology of Father Christmas is...
Well, Tolkien's a good artist too, so he's...
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he got into this handwriting stuff, green and red, and somebody wasn't being kept busy enough by his university.
Yeah, no kidding. When did Tolkien find time to do his lectures and stuff like that?
They didn't have TV back then.
Yeah. That's the thing. They didn't have TV, so you had to write letters to your kids from Father Christmas so they'd be entertained.
And their jobs probably weren't all consuming, where you had nothing else, where you had time to do other things. Must have been awful.
Yeah, sounds terrible. So Tolkien did this, and we don't have much to say, not because we don't like it, but just because, what is there to say? It's good.
It's cute and it's sweet.
But as Jake said, or one of you said, the even better thing, if you're thinking about getting it, is write your own for your own kids.
First, get some kids if you don't have any.
Yeah. Go down to your local playground.
Take some kids.
And you can write them letters for Father Christmas. No, don't do that. Have kids with your husband or wife.
Yes.
If you don't have one of those, get one.
Yep.
What are you, an atheist?
Get thee to a wifery.
Or
a husbandry.
Not a nun. Yeah, right now you're at a nunnery, as in you've had none kids. Yeah. How many kids do you have? None.
That's right.
Is this the best episode, not just of the Bookening, but of any, not just of any podcast, but of any medium ever?
Yeah, I think we may be winning an award for this one.
Yeah, a Pulitzer, perhaps?
Yeah.
Easily.
All right. So what book are we actually going to do this December?
The Passenger, right?
Yes, The Passenger by Cormac McCarthy. It's his new one. I hope it's good.
Yeah, 2 months of Cormac McCarthy in a row.
I don't know anything about it. I've not even read the blurb. I think it's about a brother and a sister. Or there's 2 novels that's being released. One's about the brother, one's about the sister. We'll see. I hope it's not
horrible,
crass, violent, all the things that Cormac McCarthy can be. We're going into this one blind, folks.
We plead your forgiveness if it turns out we shouldn't have done this.
And we plead your congratulations if it turns out we should have. But, we never get to review a new novel as it comes out, just react to it real time. So
yeah. It's not like we had a chance with Ishiguro or anything.
Yeah, we kind of did. Clara, you gave your take on Clara and the Sun God or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
but yeah. So
Ishiguro's no Cormac McCarthy.
Nope. The Passenger. We're doing The Passenger.
We sure are, and it's going to be fun.
It sure is.
Yay!
Great. Bye.
Nope.
We're supposed to announce some other things too. Right?
Yeah, we're announcing our book list for 2023.
Are we supposed to ask if people want us to do this too? Or you guys? No, never mind. That's something you're thinking up later.
What?
Oh, Christmas?
Oh, the thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. We could talk about that if we want.
Do we want to?
Well, I liked your idea of the Chip and Lance thing, so I think you guys just need to think through it before you announce anything.
Well, maybe we could just tell everybody as far as we've gotten.
Yeah, let's do it.
As far as we've gotten is my wife was like, hey, you Bookening guys should do letters to Father Christmas and maybe make it a Patreon reward or gift or something like that. Or maybe Chip and Lance should do it as a little book that's for kids who listen to the show.
That would be fun. That's a good idea.
Like that.
Yeah, those are all great ideas. Let us know which one excites you.
Yeah, I think we should write Father Christmas letters to each of our patrons.
What if Brandon does it and it's letters from Father's Chris Mass?
Yeah.
Call me Mr. Mass.
Oh, I think I get the joke. That's a little stretching there, Nathan.
There's no stretching.
Kind of like your clothes.
Kind of like your skin.
Oh.
Because you've lost so much weight.
Oh.
Your skin is stretched out and dangly like someone who used to be fat.
Yeah, I can like take my skin down, like completely rotate myself in it.
You're like Jim carries the
like
mask.
one of those badgers, or what is it, a raccoon or possums can do that or something. There's an animal that can actually, like, its skin moves around it as a protective device.
What?
What are you talking about? Is it an alien? Is this something from the Men in Black franchise?
I'm really concerned about this.
Just keep going.
Brandon's going to find a video.
Yeah, how honey badger's
be...
loose skin enables them to twist around when bitten.
Oh, a honey badger's loose skin. Okay, we all know about that.
Yeah. Continue on.
All right, folks. You ready for the book list 2023? Oh, right. Did we close the tab on Christmas letters from Father's Christmas?
I mean, I think so. You can get, there's a beautiful copy you can get and just have it around. And
yeah, it's a nice little thing.
It's a nice little thing to have.
But it's very personal to his kids. And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's ends up being like, we thought we were going to like talk about it and maybe you'd want to get it and read it to your kids. And maybe you will, but I think the better takeaway is he did really sweet, fun, cool thing. And it should inspire you to do sweet, fun, cool things with your kids. So pick it up and be inspired.
You can use your imagination with your kids. You can create little worlds for them and they'll believe it. Because they're dumb kids.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Amanda was telling me that it reminded her of this story, that this sort of fictional mythology I was building with the kids. We were building with the kids for a while about how, and everybody's sort of like either believed it or quasi-believed it or played along believing it for a while. Like if I brought it up again today, I wonder what Peter would say about it. But there was this whole mythology of
that you loved him and he was special.
Exactly. And I have no idea what he would say about that now.
Oh, he's on to you.
Thanks. Glad you sniffed that out. Like sriracha sauce is actually dragon blood. And when you turn 18, everyone has to go on a quest to fight. Every young man has to go on a quest to fight and kill a dragon. And some come back and some don't. But that's part of it,
Nice.
It's this whole big sort of
terrifying.
And I don't remember all the details, but yeah, it was just sort of like we just like deadpanned it for a really long time, and so that enough of the kids
wondered if it was true.
Really believed or
The day you find out Srirachasaurus, it wasn't a real thing. It's
some parents don't like lying to their kids, and so they don't. This Father Christmas, this will
oh man, I love
offend
lying
you.
to kids.
But hey, you can tear the pages out and use it to light your happy little fires.
You'll type it's not very happy.
Yeah, well, you probably don't celebrate Christmas either. So
I mean,
you can sit there and be very reflective with your burned pages of this book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think there's a great way to do that. Okay, so we closed the tab on Tolkien. I mean, it's good. If it sounds like the kind of thing you'd like, you'd probably like it. There's just not a lot for us to say about it. It might inspire you in your own world building with your kids. It's pretty fun how elaborate he is with the stuff. Anyway, there's that.
Book list.
Yes, book list.
So I was doing the drum roll.
Yeah, 2023 book list. All right. Some of this is rearranged from last year, like things that we thought we were going to get to, we didn't. And so those things are being lumped into 2023. So January, we're doing Jesus' Son by Dennis Johnson.
You just thought you were getting out of it, people.
You thought you were getting out of it. You are not. We're doing it in January. It is a book that we've long circled. We have talked about on the air. I think we did a whole episode on why we're never going to do an episode about it, but
here we are.
It just keeps being a thing in our lives.
We lied.
A burr in our bonnet. Yeah, we lied to you, our Bookening children.
Yep.
And now's the day you find out.
But Dennis Johnson is real.
Srirachasaurus is coming for you. So we're doing it. We don't necessarily recommend the book, but we decided we should finally just talk about it. We've been doing this podcast for 1,000 years. Our audience knows us.
And it's kind of part of the lore of the Bookening in the sense that it was part of forging our literary friendship.
Yes.
And so it's kind of, it's important for us to have done, I feel like.
Yep. Our next book, we are returning to the world of Miss Jane Austen, the great Jane Austen, for arguably her best book. I'm not saying that's an argument that you'd win, but it's an argument you can make. Emma?
Yay.
It's an argument worth having.
It's an argument
we will have.
I mean, it's the only one I think you could really argue.
Supplants Pride and
Prejudice, or at least equals it.
Some people would argue for persuasion.
Yeah, I mean, some weirdos would argue for persuasion, probably because they didn't get married till they were 35, which is fine. I said that in a nasty way, but I actually didn't mean it. I mean, some people really relate to persuasion, which is great. Some people would argue for Mansfield Park because it's the dark one. But come on. In terms of what everyone actually loves Jane Austen for and wants from Jane Austen, there's two that, well, some people might argue for Sense and Sensibility, but Sense and Sensibility just isn't as well developed.
No, it's Emma or it's Pride and Prejudice.
It's Emma or it's Pride and Prejudice. And of course, it's Pride and Prejudice, like whatever. But Emma is an absolute masterpiece, one of the best books we've read on the Bookening. And it's going to be fun to go back to it, especially given that on the original Mansfield Park episodes, we decided I would marry a Fanny and not an Emma or an Elizabeth.
And we were wrong.
We were wrong. It turned out differently.
Yep.
So,
and now, do you want to tell people?
Yeah, by the time this comes out, my daughter, Emma Joy, is born. She's not born right now.
But she will be.
She's preborn. But
Lord willing, everything goes well.
Lord willing. Yeah.
Everything went well. And
if everything goes
sweet little
poorly, I hope I remember to edit this podcast. Yeah, good grief is right. Why did I do that? Good grief is well deserved. What is wrong with me? The Lord willing, everything will have gone well, and Emma Joy exists. We call her MJ, and we love her.
Nice.
But we named our daughter basically after this book. Who am I kidding?
MJ. I like that.
I mean, I've always liked the name, and
There's
I've always
Peter Parker out there for her.
There's a Peter Parker out there for her. We can only hope she marries a Peter.
Pedro.
Yeah.
March. What are we reading in March? Come on.
We're
already well over 20 minutes, buddy.
Yes, sorry, pal. We're going to back to a well. Actually, for March and April, we're going to divide this one up. Something called Anna Karenina.
Because hope springs eternal in Anna Karenina. It kind of does.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, Anna Karenina. The best book we've ever read on the Bookening, but we only did one episode. So now we're doing two more.
Coming back, and
we're going to divide it up so we can deep dive. One of those literary podcasts is like, we're doing chapters, whatever through whatever. We'll be a little bit more like that, except we're not really. June. No, sorry. May. Because you asked for it. Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. The Bookening talks Marxism and race relations. And hey, we had fun with Invisible Man. Or I don't know if we had fun. That's not the right way to put it, but Invisible Man's a great novel. Go Tell It on the Mountain. Arguably, it's superior. I don't know if I actually want to make that argument, but you could. Go Tell It on the Mountain is a rock solo of a novel. I'm looking forward to discussing it with you guys. Should be fun, should be controversial, should be all the things. June, because you actually asked for it. Right? Sheaves.
Oh, yeah. People ask for that.
Finally doing some Woodhouse.
Nice, yeah.
Brandon really wants to go to lunch. All right, we're getting there. July. I didn't realize how much of this year is actually going back to kind of correct old Bookening things or supplement old Bookening things. We're going back to something that we have decided is one of our weaker early episodes, and we wanted to really nail this book because it is a wonderful book. Arguably the great American novel. You could make that argument for other things, but it's an argument you could make. Huck Finn.
Yay.
The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, I think it's called. But I call it Huck Finn. Little nickname I came up with for it. We're going to read that book. Jake's going to tell us about living in a river town, growing up.
Nice.
Something that, for some reason, he felt he could not do in the original. Maybe we just weren't vulnerable or personal enough at the time. I don't know. But it's like we had such good off-mic conversations about Huck Finn, and then we didn't have him on mic. And so
we're going to fix that.
Mm-hmm. August. And in August, we'll be reading a book that's kind of like what happens to food when Brandon's around. Into Thin Air.
Nice.
The word thin might be a little wrong there.
Yeah.
Folks, Brandon's not fat. I don't know why It keeps coming up as a thing.
It's just a tale as old as time as far as the bookening goes.
A song as old as rhyme. Beauty and the Beast. If anyone else calls you Beast, punch him. Whatever. Yeah, we're going to do Into Thin Air by, what's the guy's face? John Krakauer, is that his name?
Krakauer. Release the Krakauer.
We're going to release the Krakauer. How much do you bet we make 1,001 puns about that?
That we've released the Krakauer,
Yeah. And fair warning, I think there will be some strong feelings of love and maybe some strong feelings other than love.
I think that might be the case. Hey, do you know what Dennis Johnson's favorite time was?
What's that?
Krakauer.
That's maybe my favorite dad joke we've ever had.
Thank you.
What was the dad joke I just heard? Oh, did you guys hear about the pet shop that got some parrots?
Oh, what happened?
Apparently they're flying off the shelves.
The pet shop that got some parrots.
The pet shop people are flying off the shelves.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because the parrots are taking carrying them.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
They're selling a lot of parrots.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think maybe the setup could have been a little cleaner on that.
Nope. It was the best setup that joke has ever had.
That's great.
No,
that may be true, but be it as it may, could maybe use a little bit better
of a joke.
Yeah.
Well,
dad jokes are funny.
Nothing's going to. You know what I call dad jokes?
What?
Jokes. I hate the fact that people.
I love that riff, and I actually thought of bringing it up during our Tolkien. Oh, well, earlier in this episode when we were talking about Tolkien.
Yeah. Just people have this kind of derogatory, oh, you're doing some dorky fun thing? That's like a dad thing to do. It's like, no.
It's an awesome thing to do.
Humanity likes to do dorky fun things. People like jokes. Common men. I guess.
And it's dad's job to do that sort of thing. And just because we have this whole industry now and the ability with our technology to take the best comedians out there, and it shouldn't supplant just the dad joke, the joke in the home, or the stories in the home, and the or the mythologies and the whatever else by the fireside shouldn't be displaced by. We got to take back our narratives from Disney. We got to take back our jokes from the comedians. And
another part of it is there's this condescending attitude, you do realize that the parrot joke actually wasn't that funny. It was kind of obvious. But yes, I realize that.
That's why it's funny.
It's funny in a you love me and we're having fun kind of a way.
Yeah.
It's funny because you like your dad and he's being lame and dorky on purpose as a way to glue the freaking family together, man.
Yeah, sometimes we'll sit there and we'll just look up dad jokes and we'll read them as a family.
Yeah.
And my boys get a kick out of it.
Right. And it's not because...
Where did Sally go during the bombing?
Where?
Everywhere.
I like that one.
That's a good one. See, that joke actually is funny.
Into thin air.
Into thin air.
Into thin air.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey.
The cracker.
Here's to the dad of mountain climbing, Krakauer.
Oh, brother.
He's not felt like he used to be. He's got a dad bod now, too. So there you go.
Does he?
I guess, probably.
Well, dad bods are another thing. Dad bods used to just be bods.
Normal bodies.
Regular men don't all look like Chris Pine. Most people in their middle age have a little bit of a gut. It's fine.
It's normal.
It doesn't make you dead. I'm dead. I can't stand it. Modern meme culture is...
Not everybody can be like us and look like Thor.
And not everybody can be like us and look like Thor.
It's true.
Yeah, all three of us.
I think it's because we've already established on this podcast, I think in the past, that we're always lifting weights while we do this, right?
We talk about it all the time. We talk about that all the time. And
I do think that's come up in the past as part of the lore. Somebody's got to be keeping track of this.
Oh, yeah.
All the things like that are on Jake's body and the stuff that's happened.
All the things on my body.
Well, like you got a second hip or whatever, right? Your hips don't lie.
Oh, right. Jake got a second hip. Yeah.
The big wart.
Yep. Jake's got the big wart on his nose. We don't talk enough about the wart on Jake's nose. For something that's actively rubbing against my forehead from across the table right now, you'd think I would talk more about it.
That's something that's going to be missed from when we would do the episodes every week. Sometimes Jake couldn't be there, and so Jake would get a new abnormality every time he couldn't be here. So
I don't think it's ever a good thing to not be there. We've all not been there. I've only not been there once, but I remember what happened when I wasn't there.
Yeah.
How can you remember it? You weren't there.
Well, I listened to it after the fact, and you guys did a most amusing parody of my style.
Is that right?
Did it hurt, Nathan?
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bookening. My name is Nathan. Stream of consciousness. I like streams. I like to go in streams.
Oh, man, we were pretty good if that's what we did.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that's pretty good. One thing we are is fair.
Table, there's a table in here. It's an interesting table. I'm Nathan. It was a great dead-on impression.
Oh, man, we're funny guys.
I think I feel good about this. I want to go back and listen to it. I think it'd be hilarious and awesome. And
hey, 20 minutes, man. Come on, get us back on track.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, so September. The greatest sort of BBC miniseries of them all, the Jeremy Irons and all that, except for we're doing the book, Brideshead Revisited.
Never done it, so we're not revisiting it.
No, we're not revisiting it. We're visiting it for the first time.
Yep.
Stopping the canals of Venice.
Here we are.
Having sweet, sweet alcohol. A good book about alcoholism and Catholicism and other isms. October, I simply have listed as Stephen King or something. Mm-hmm. I guess we'll figure that out when we get closer to it. We enjoyed our Green Mile. We'll see if we can find another Steve V. Kingy book to read. If not, then it'll be Nathan subjects you guys to another story by Lovecraft or something like that. I don't know. But it's coming. November, we wanted to do some modernist stuff. We're going to read an author that I've never read a page of. Well, maybe I've read a page, but I've never finished anything by this guy. Murakami.
Oh, yeah.
Kafka on the Shore was the one that we picked. I don't remember why.
We just did.
It's got Kafka.
I think it's because it's the one I haven't read.
Yeah, there you go. It's supposed to be a classic, a modern classic, right? And then December. Is there anything we love more than America, guys?
No.
No.
I mean,
arguably.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Russia.
Yeah. Yeah, we love Russia.
It's a great time to be.
I don't care for that Putin price hike, though. Yeah, the guy keeps hiking our prices.
Putin, stop it.
Come on, Putin. Stop hiking our prices.
He's got a lot of power, that guy.
Yeah.
He sure does.
Yeah. I mean, I had to pay $3 for eggs thanks to Putin. I don't know how much eggs cost.
I don't know how long we'll be wanting to Putin up with this.
Yeah. Well, maybe the world will be destroyed by nuclear bombs by the time we release this episode.
That is sadly a possibility.
In which case, we'll be reading The Road by Cormac McCarthy. But we do love America, and we loved our first. It's something that we don't talk about very much. It hasn't really lasted as long in Bookening lore and in our own self-mythology as certain other things, I would say. But we loved it about as much as anything we've read. It was Willa Cather. And so we're going back to the Cather well. And we're gonna throw a bucket down there, and we're gonna
catheter.
Oh my goodness!
And we're gonna pull.
You didn't have to do that.
No, I didn't.
You didn't have to, but that's what the difference between the men and the boys.
You were the one that was like jonesing to get this over with and get to lunch.
But then I see the opportunities, right? Jake, I take them.
We're going to read.
Took it.
Yeah, you took it. Yeah,
and I don't regret a thing.
That's what separates the men from the boys. The boys cower in the classroom, not saying.
You took it.
Catheter. And
men stand up and said, catheter.
Right. And toppled.
Stood up on my desk when I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful moment.
Yep. Robin Williams went out and died. O Pioneer. We're pulling O Pioneer out of the catheter well. And sorry. I did that on purpose.
Yes.
Infected.
Boy. We're throwing the bucket down into the well, and we are digging up O Pioneer from the well.
Wonderful mixed metaphor there.
The well was filled in years ago, so the bucket is just landing on the ground. Okay, we're reading O Pioneer by Willa Cather.
Thanks.
Got around to it.
Got it done.
Merry Christmas.
Yay.
Hey,
Ho,
Merry
ho,
Christmas.
ho.